recall how long Cleopatra ruled Egypt? What about the name of her father? If you're drawing a blank slate, you're probably not alone. But if someone asked you who her lover was or how she died, you might be able to come up with the answers. Shakespeare wrote an entire play about the relationship between Antony and Cleopatra, and Cleopatra's death by snakebite has been depicted in countless works of art and literature. So, why are some details easier to remember than others? The only difference is the stories. But what does that have to do with sales? In short, salespeople need to know how to tell good stories. Here are 5 benefits of storytelling in sales. First, it makes you memorable. Your prospects have probably sat through several presentations, all about similar products. Telling a unique story can help you stand out from the crowd. Second, it engages the brain. When we hear stories, our brain experiences them like they're actually happening. Telling a story keeps your audience alert and engaged. Third, it creates meaning. Stories can tell your prospects why your products matter. For example, if you sell high-end mattresses, you could tell a story about how a customer's life changed after switching to your product. Serious back problems had filled her with dread every day, but not anymore. Now she wakes up full of energy, ready to start the day. Stories also inspire people to action, and they're even more effective if the heroes are similar to us. We copy those we like or admire, including when deciding what to buy. Finally, it's just more fun. Stories enlighten and inform, but they educate in a way that keeps the audience interested. So, we know there are clear benefits to storytelling in sales. Now, how can you tell stories that grab your audience? Let's look at 5 tips for telling powerful stories in your sales presentation. The first tip is to share a customer success story. Find a great case study. To choose one, think about the change this customer went through after using your product. Focus on the parts of the story that your prospect can relate to. The second tip is to make it a live experience. Stories can activate all 5 senses. Make your audience feel like they've been transported into the story. So, for example, if your story involves food, you want everyone's mouth to be watering by the end. Don't just say the food is delicious. Be specific. Does the cookie melt in your mouth? Is there a satisfying crunch to the potato chip? Next, get to the good bits. A bit of suspense is good, but don't drag it out for too long. Get to the good parts fast. Then pack a punch in the end. A compelling story makes a point and delivers some kind of a message. That message doesn't need to be profound. It could even be funny. But make sure you end on a high note, or the audience will be disappointed. Finally, time it right. Telling a story at the beginning of your presentation is different from telling one at the end. Do you want to pick up the mood after some dry statistics? Or maybe you need a funny anecdote to rouse people sitting in a warm conference room after a big lunch. Storytelling can be a powerful tool for salespeople. So, think about how to use stories to achieve your goal. When you sprinkle your presentation with powerful stories, your solution will stay in people's memories long after your presentation is over.